In this video, I'm going to talk a little bit about how to prepare a singing exercise here at UGA and just why we do the things that we do in terms of these singing exercises. So in written theory, we haven't really talked yet about key signatures or clefs or pitch in general, but we kind of take it for granted that some students are going to understand what these things are and can just kind of learn by rote of working through some of these materials at the beginning of chapter 2 anyways. So essentially, how do we make all this work? Well, we utilize a solmization system to make sure that all students are on the same page. And what that solmization system is a movable do-based system with a do-based minor. And what that means is that no matter what key we're analyzing within something or singing an exercise in, La is always going to be scale degree 6, 6 with a caret over it. Sol, scale degree 5 every time. And it's going to be something that changes depending on the reference point, which is going to be whichever key we happen to be operating within. And we do this for a number of reasons. For instance, all 4 semesters of RL Skills utilize a movable do-based minor system. So getting used to it now will help you later. And it will also behoove you to get used to this system if you're not used to it already, essentially because when we're doing analysis in class, I very frequently talk about La or me or Ray in terms of just getting information communicated quickly. And I'm always using that in a movable do sense. So if I'm analyzing Mozart, sonata in G major, and I want to talk about that initial gesture, I would say sol mi sol. And that's kind of what I would be using as my language to kind of just begin anyways. So that's kind of why we start to use this system early on. And again, it gives students a reference point and a way into understanding how key areas are unfolding and working and how intervals relate and pitches relate to one another within that key area. So if you learned on a fixed do system and movable do seems to be a bit of a hangout for you, then you might write in some syllables at the beginning of this course and then start to use them less and less in terms of writing out syllables over pitches. That might be a way to kind of get into it a little bit. If you're struggling with the solfeggio, writing in the solfege above the pitch is one option. Another option would be doing things like speaking the rhythm, but doing it without pitch involved, which I'll demonstrate in another video when I actually demonstrate how to prepare an exercise. But you might just speak the syllables in time and not focus on singing them and do them faster and faster. And this can be a way to speed up that process as well. And also just generally, improvisation is a great way to get used to solfeggio and how to get into some of these aspects of it. So if you really dislike movable do and you don't want to do it anymore after our 4 semesters are over, that's fine. You can use fixed do and you can think in terms of fixed do. Or if you're like a law-based minor person, you can think in terms of these things throughout. But your instructors are going to be using a movable do system, and everything that you evaluate, everything that you submit for evaluation will be looked at in terms of movable do. So we will be expecting you in terms of assessment to be able to reconcile with this difference. Some of you, this won't be a problem. For some of you, you might want to think about how to best prepare yourself to sing in a movable do system. That's all I have to say right now about our solmization in general.